Going live. Awesome.
Go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Gee, why are you being an asshole? Christ. Fuck. All right. True Detective, Season 2, Episode 2. Horrible People review. We are no longer posting the titles of the episode because nobody fucking posts them. And nobody probably even posts them when they're reviewing. So we're going to try this little experiment, see if we get a little more views. Wow. So I actually really like this episode. I like the slow burn of this. Like when Game of Thrones does a slow burn, you feel like you're just going, fuck. It's all right. I'll understand this by the end of the season. But with True Detective, we're getting seasoned, wonderful exposition on these characters. We're still not even getting to know enough about them. So where do we start? Should we just go right for the neck? Should we just go for Birdman killing Velcoro?
By Birdman, you mean some guy dressed in a crow?
You went deaf. I didn't. I heard you said by Birdman you mean.
By Birdman, you mean a guy in a crow suit, which is obviously adult Ollie, traveling through time to kill all our favorite people.
Well, okay. Let's just be clear now. Gideon, who the fuck else could I have meant when I said Birdman? Was I talking about Velcoro's ex-wife? Was I talking about her?
I was making a joke.
Was I talking about Vince Vaughn's wife? No, I'm talking about Velcoro getting shot by. Birdman's an actual superhero.
Yes, but I was making a joke.
I know, and it was funny. Hercules laughed. See, he's laughing. You put it this. He's actually knocked the fuck up.
Yeah, but when that happened, I was like, okay, is Game of Thrones start a trend where every HBO show is going to kill off that main character in like a few episodes?
Game of Thrones isn't the only show to kill off their main character, right?
Yeah, but they did it so poetically.
Battlestar Galactica did it years before them, and it really hurt.
But that's trash.
That's what?
It's trash.
Battlestar, you haven't even seen it. How the hell would you know? Oh, is it an ignorant statement? It was. Oh, dear God. Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Getting off to a wonderful start.
We detect happiness. All right. I'm about to move out in August. Oh.
All right. So.
As loud as I want.
This episode had some of the creepiest things I've ever seen. Like, they had the thing where, it was looking up at the ceiling, and then it was looking up at Vince Vaughn, and then it cut to the guy with, no eyes left, to Casper with his eyes, burned out.
Mm-hmm.
And then, 2 minutes later, it went down to his crotch that got shotgunned off.
Yeah. Oh, I think they said that the guy shotgunned his crotch and then stood up and sat him up so he would bleed out or something like that.
Right, yeah. They said he didn't die from the shotgun wound. It was from a heart attack and torture.
Oh God! I think they said, I got this from a review. I didn't get this from the show. That the guy may have put him upside down and put the acid through the eyeglass thing, through his asshole, through his rectum, and it was going in through there too. So this guy was horribly fucking tortured.
These fucking bird people are fucked up.
These fucking bird people are fucked up. I want that on a t-shirt. That's really, these fucking bird people are fucked up.
I saw something, and it's a spoiler. So I don't know if I should say it, but I don't know if you want to know.
Who gives a shit? It's a fucking review of the episode.
So, spoiler alert, I was reading an article about, because the media got the first 3 episodes. So they said that Ray isn't dead.
Mm-hmm.
They said it was a buckshot.
That's what I was telling you in the Facebook. I hope it was a beanbag shot. Yeah. All right, so it's just an actual buckshot. All right, that's cool.
But they did it really well because if you watch the preview for the next episode, he's not in that preview at all.
Oh, that's great. I am loving this fucking show. See, Game of Thrones is great, but I like getting into the nitty gritty of our modern day society, which is fucking brilliant. Let's talk about the other things that happened in these episodes. So, Rachel McAdams this is probably her. I love watching her as this character. She's so cool. She looks like she just doesn't like most of it. She just looks at everything with disdain. She was like Morrissey Like,
Unless I'm mistaken, and I probably am, this might have been the first thing I've seen her in.
she was in The Notebook.
I think she was in Mean Girls, wasn't she? I think I've seen that.
Yes, she was in Mean Girls.
I probably saw that because that's a funny movie.
And The Hot Chick, which is
yeah. Okay, so I saw her in a few things. I just didn't recognize her. So yeah, she's really good. And when it happened, I was wondering because I know you get mad at like some coincidences that happen.
Mm.
So when they had the thing where like the doctor they were talking to were friends of her dad, were you like getting annoyed by that?
I think he was an old acquaintance of her dad. Like he had met her dad like at a seminar.
Yeah.
Because the way they're setting up her family was her dad's this big. I imagine he does meet people and talk to people. Like the show did it well. I actually didn't. I know that he had said that he had known her father, Bezarides, but I love how. But then
her reply to him was amazing. When she said the thing like there was 5 kids there, 2 of them in jail, 2 of them commit suicide, and 1 of them became a detective.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
And then she just walked out. I was waiting for Kanye's "Can't Tell Me Nothing" to play as she was walking out, but it didn't happen.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. I was gonna say who's Kanye in the show? The musician, right? The rapper. Yeah, sure. There you go. Yeah, I still don't understand why they're that's another video why they're called rappers. That's an entirely different video. Let's keep going here. So, I actually did enjoy that scene. Apparently, that was rock star Rick Springfield as the psychologist.
Really?
Oh yeah, apparently that was him. Yeah, the last thing I had seen him in anything was Californication, playing a coked, insane version of himself, giving Marcy Runkle anal.
I remember that.
Yeah, and fucking Runkle's in the next room crying. I'm like, bro, I always piss me. Fuck it. Let's keep going here. And then we have let's just keep talking about Bezarides, her character. So yeah, I think this entire episode, correct me if I'm wrong, was all in the span of one day.
It seemed to be that.
Yeah.
No, wait. Yeah. Because remember, what's his name? Woodrow left he left around when it was starting to get dark, and then he went to his girl's house. Then he left to the LA hotel, whatever. And then Colin Farrell went home with Medjugorje. Yeah. So yeah, it's one day. So
I love how he was fuck it. I'm gonna say I love how he's a homophobe, and I think he noticed a guy with a mouth.
The reason why he's a homophobe is because he's probably gay.
Yeah, I was about to touch on that. It interrupted me. I was gonna say that he was eyeing the guy who got out of the Porsche,
right?
Who was probably a hooker, and he's probably looking at him all I don't know. Yeah, he's just drinking beer and just sort of watching the guy. He probably wants to fuck his brains out.
Right.
Oh, and to quote Larry David, who wrote this episode, not that there's anything wrong with that, but
Larry David, who wrote this episode.
Yeah. Oh, the great Larry David, who is our
people in the comments can be like, Larry David didn't write this episode.
No, you fucking morons. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, so I remember last week I asked if he took that pill because he was gay, and you said it was because he had PTSD or whatever. So it might be both.
Clearly has issues.
Yeah, I know he has that.
Yeah,
but he might have did it for both reasons, and that's why he doesn't talk.
He could be gay. If he's gay, that I mean, it won't be as cool as it was when you found out Frank Underwood. Was he not gay in the first season? And this spoiler alert for House of Cards, but then Frank Underwood's whoa, this guy sort of leans whichever way he wants, and it was a nice wrinkle to the character. But yeah, I do like that Wood. I mean, I don't know who he is yet. I'd like to find out more about him.
We're finding out.
Maybe he's an Oasis fan, but
no. But I like how they did the thing at the beginning, when they were one of the 3 main cops were looking at the body, and then it cut to each of their briefings.
Yeah, I like how Velcoro's entire department, like the higher ups in his department, he's just like he's talking to I don't know the judge. I think he was a judge or the guy with the mustache who's been drinking heavily the
Yeah.
whole he's just like, do you want me to solve this? Like he's like, I love that. He's just like, do I solve this or not? You know, it's your call. And they're just like, just monitor what kind of information is coming out of this. Like it's pretty great.
So we're still not sure if he's Jimmy McNulty intellect yet.
It's probably safe to say that he's not. It's probably. I'm gonna go ahead. I haven't seen him walk into a crime scene and go like a USA like psych where he's like, okay, this that. McNulty did, and he's just like McNulty did it. He would like just read a case file and just go, it was the aunt. He's just like that good.
Speaking of The Wire, the actress who played Beyonce Barksdale was in this episode.
I saw, and I was like sitting the bald Asian guy sitting right next to her. That he played Masuka in Dexter. I was like, oh shit! And then the guy they were talking to, the whiter guy, was in Californication and in True Blood.
Funny.
Yeah, and I was like, oh shit, is that guy? That guy actually just landed a role in a big I don't know if it was a movie or a TV show, but I was really happy that I saw that he got something.
I haven't seen the first season of the show yet, but in reviews I was reading how like the first time this season so far they were similar to the first season was when Velcoro and Annie were in the car talking, and that was like season 1-esque.
The big part of season 1. Season 1 is a lot. Okay, just judging by the entire season versus the 2 episodes I've seen of this season, it's a lot more. It's dealing with the occult and dealing with not supernatural elements, but with just actual evil. And it's really and it really analyzes. It's really wonderful. But I'm loving this season. I love that we're out of the bayou, the swamps of Louisiana, and we're here in not LA, but like right above of LA. I'm really happy about it. But yeah, back to Rachel McAdams' character, and then she starts like, I love how she's like doing her work, and then she sort of like just after she talks, she's like leaves a message on the guy's phone. She's like, fuck. And he's like, fuck it. And then she starts watching porn, and then she starts sort of like, I think she was looking at escorts, and then she started looking at. I guess she was aroused by the pictures,
right?
Because she was looking at like for her job, and then she was aroused, and she's like, I might as well jerk off, and then she starts watching porn, and then there's this wonderful twitch, if you could find it, that Rachel McAdams did on. It would have been her right eye. It's just twitch, and I was just like, I wonder if the director told her to do that, or if that was her watching the porn that did that. And I just found that I always look for those subtle.
You know, I saw some people say maybe she was looking for her sister on there as well.
Probably, yeah. Hopefully not. Hopefully your sister's not on there. And yeah, I looked at nothing. I love how like, not that Nick Pizzolatto, the Pizzolotto. The writer is doing this intentionally, but a lot of when a lot of people try to describe like Frank Miller does this a lot with his characters. They either have to be raped, hookers, into like fucked up aspects of sexual like torture or something like that. And I'm just like, women look at porn like
right.
Had a long day of with a dickhead in her passenger seat, and she's just like, I'm just gonna jerk off and go to bed. She's like sipping her fucking Don Draper drink, and she goes to bed. But
I saw someone say, I don't know if it was the judge or not. Remember the guy that was drinking heavily?
Yeah.
Someone said like they stole Don Draper's bar or something.
Yeah, Don. The bars at the executives at Sterling Cooper, they could have killed people. Just those drinks that they had.
But really, so far, Velcoro is the one that we found out the most about, like his past and everything. Yeah,
that's why I hope we're just not done with them. I from the reports, like from what you're saying, we're not, right. Which is God, thank God.
But the second straight episode, he had the line of the episode when he was talking about the e-cigarettes, and he said it's like fucking a robot or something.
I say sucking a robot's dick, and then she goes and she's just like, puts it down. Because I love how he says something really, really like wonderful. He's just like, I just wish he would have said in Solid Snake's voice. Sometimes it feels like it was smoking me. Cigarettes make you feel that way. Yeah, feels like you're sucking a robot's dick. I was like, I love how Velcoro has that, like, and you have to give it to Colin Farrell, his execution of those lines, because he does that in Horrible Bosses, and he has some of the best scenes in Horrible Bosses, and it's just so funny, especially in the show where he's just like, in the first episode, he's like, his name is Aspen something. He's like, Aspen, that's a boy's name? Like, he's just like, he has to pause and go, what the fuck? Like,
the director told him, react like that, because that's how the fans are going to react when they watch this.
Aspen, that's a boy's name? Yeah. No, that's such a California, like, family. Oh, God. Like, I don't like California. I don't like that it's all built on the San Andreas fault. It's horrible. But let's keep moving on here. So, Semyon. Semyon's losing.
You want to go to that?
What?
That you want to go to that. All right. Yeah, Semyon's getting fucked.
No, he's fucked. he's been fucked pretty bad. We find out his childhood wasn't so good. Although on the scale of 1 to 10, being locked in the basement so your dad doesn't like mistake you for a blow-up doll is a good move. But
when he was talking about the rat, I thought he was gonna it was gonna end with him eating it like fucking Snake in Metal Gear Solid 3.
I thought he was gonna say he ate it too, and the wife would be like, she just kissed him, like she's never mind. But yeah, it was pretty. Vince Vaughn, he cried. He actually shed a tear. I was like, look at you, Vince Vaughn. Where the fuck have you been, bro? You haven't done a serious role in like 20 fucking years, which is great.
He had to do some serious facial acting for that scene because the whole camera was just like on his face the whole time.
Yeah, like right here. Yeah.
Like it switched to his wife maybe like 2 times, but it was just on his face, and like you saw like his eyebrows move, his eyeballs move, like subtle facial expressions.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, and he was supposed to get back $10 million, and now he's only getting 7.
Right. Well,
yeah.
And Casper was loose with his money too.
Yeah, and he fucking apparently his house and his business are double mortgage, which is not good. That sucks cock. Oh, man, I really feel bad for that guy, even though he might be a monster. I don't know yet. So far, Velcoro is the only guy we definitively know is off. Well, other than fucking Woodrow, who almost killed himself. He tried to kill himself a bit. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you think this is gonna make Frank go back into the like the criminal stuff more now that he needs money?
Yeah, well, he was calling in all his guys. It reminded me a little bit of when Avon Barksdale was about to go to war with Marlowe and then got fucking arrested. Spoiler alert. But
if he goes to war, we just need to hear Ron Perlman. War never changes.
Yeah, we'll hear that. We'll definitely hear Ron Perlman's voiceover. It will be like, "Isn't that from Fallout 3? Shut the fuck up."
Speaking of that connection, remember when they beat up the guy who he was talking to earlier, like in the broad daylight, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I see they're taking after Sons of Anarchy and just beating people up in broad daylight with no repercussions.
Yeah, well, in the Sons, it's like I think they used to beat them up. Well, I mean, like, who the fuck was gonna mess with them? They were a motorcycle gang. These guys, I was just like, doesn't anyone call the police? But then I realized you're not in a good area of town.
Yeah, fucking.
Yeah, I like what do you say? I don't know what you said. Next time we put you in drunk and punches him in the fucking face. Oh my god! And they maced the shit out of him. I was like, oh fuck, dude, it's over.
I'm getting so that they couldn't recognize Frank. That's why they did that.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear that? Oh my god! I didn't even tell you, but the Huffington Post posted a fan theory about with the Birdman.
Yeah.
Velcoro is a descendant of Tormund Giantsbane, and Birdman is a descendant from Ollie, and he just fucked him up for his parents. Yeah,
totally.
Shot him up, avenging his great granddad. So, yeah, it's pretty great. Yeah, I love this episode. I really, I wish this was. I honestly, every time I watch this, every minute that goes by when I'm watching the show, I keep wishing it was a Netflix series, so I can just watch it all.
So what do you think Frank's going to do now?
I don't know. Velcoro's shot. We know that. He'll be in the hospital or some shit.
Yeah, and we didn't even touch on Velcoro and his wife or his ex-wife.
Yeah. Oh, they did the thing. Richard didn't want me to do this. You know, like
Right.
I don't know if that means Richard is sticking up for Velcoro at home, or she's just like maybe Richard is just like just let the lawyer handle it. Fuck him.
Yeah.
And, we're rooting against them, but in reality, like it's probably better that the kid has a stable father figure and his mother and everything. You know.
And he said, right when Velcoro said, "I will burn the city to the ground before I let you take full custody," and then she's like, "Oh, I'll just have a paternity test," and he like backed away. Like, okay, relax.
And after that, he's like referring to he had a son. He doesn't, and
Yeah.
then he talked about good acting on the woman who played his wife.
I think I've
That's
seen
why.
him in a couple episodes of How I Met Your Mother. I'm not sure. He looks
Yeah,
familiar.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then when they're at the bar, fucking, I really doesn't. Do I have a quiff? Looks like I have a Morrissey quiff thing going.
Does.
Just Morrissey, but yeah, mm, God, I lost my goddamn train of thought. Oh, when he's at the bar with that chick is still singing her depressing fucking songs. I love it. Very, very wonderful. I love it.
Lana Del Rey and Leaky Lee did the fusion dance.
Yeah, this is the fusion dance, and it's like depression, fucking feed. I like it. I want to go to that bar, which apparently is all one set. That's not a real bar, and I like that Velcoro openly states to Semyon like he wants to kill himself. Like he's like, and he's like, well, he's like, it's there if you want it bad enough. There's one way out. And
Right.
because I thought when I first saw the episode that Semyon was like, "Don't let me hear you talk about it like that again." I thought that meant don't talk to me that way. You work for me. And then when I watched it again, I'm like, oh, he's like, "Don't let me hear you talk that way again," because you're fucking like, bro, like what the fuck? You know what I mean?
And then the bar worker seems to like Velcoro.
Yeah. I kept focusing on your scar. I'm like, oh, what happened to you? And I look back, I'm like, wow, you're really hot. And I look like, what happened to you?
I was waiting for her to like start going to her Joker monologue. You want to know how I got these scars?
Yeah, with a Chicago accent, the Bears. But if I could, he let his Joker accent his Chicago, the Bears. But yeah, I like that she just didn't go into her scar story. I'm like, don't do that. That's so cheap. Come on, do it later. Don't do it now. I'm like, good. They didn't do it. And I love the chorus. It's like, it's not my money. And I'm like, shit, is he not? I'm like, is he not like employed? Is he saying like I'm not working for this motherfucker right now? He's just like, it's not my fucking money. Fuck him. And he leaves. I mean, she probably just took it and put it in her fucking pocket. It's great.
Yeah, something I want to ask you during the first meeting of Velcoro and Frank in this episode when they were outside.
Yeah.
After Frank left, what did Velcoro say in Spanish to those kids? You know, or do you remember?
He says, leave. It's dangerous, peligro. It's very dangerous. Because that's toxic waste they're playing soccer in.
Yeah.
That they're getting all over their bodies. That's toxic fucking waste. 27 million gallon or pound.
I didn't know what he said.
What?
I knew they were playing in toxic waste. I didn't know what he said to them.
Yeah, and he's like, he's trying to tell them leave, and it actually made me feel good. He's just like, he cares,
Right. And then they flicked them off.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Like we did as kids when
Right.
they flipped off. Hey, fuck you, asshole!
Chasing that poor security guard.
So your guard chased us. Well, we would chase him.
Yeah. We chased him to make him chase us. Whatever. So yeah, it definitely seems Velcoro was like the main character of the main characters.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Fucking Woodrow broke up with his girlfriend, I guess, walked out. Apparently, I thought when she said you smell like a bar rag, I thought she was saying like, you smell like shit. But then I was like, oh no, you've been fucking drinking. Probably really bad. Yeah. Did you see his paws?
No. Oh yeah, it's on the bottom. So, and then what exactly is the business that Frank has with the judge?
I think it has to do with that monorail system thing.
Right.
And
well, he said to him, I kept this place intact for 6 years.
I don't know what the fuck that means. I have no clear fucking idea what that meant. I was just like, you don't work there. What the fuck are you talking? Are you a janitor? Like, what do you mean you clipped it? Oh, I think it's like he cleaned up messes for the judge, or so.
Right.
I don't know. It's all pure speculation at this point.
Actually, once they started talking about the judge's son, I thought they were gonna I thought he was gonna send him to go help his son or kill his son or something.
Look at this. Look at this tan line. Jesus Christ.
You told me to have ADD.
Look at this shit.
Yeah.
This
Did
stuff's horrible.
you think that was gonna happen?
What?
When they started talking about the judge's son, did you think the judge was gonna send Frank to go deal with his son?
No, not at all. No.
Because he was missing 10G, so I thought he was gonna make him do that in placement of it.
No. I think it was just more like he was, because the guy's been drinking. He's just like, yeah, my children just disappoint me. His child just disappoints him. And and he was saying like, yeah, when we took drugs, it was just like to sort of try to figure out the world a bit better. And now they're just doing it because they just want to tune out of life and shit, and it pretty sucks.
Also, I saw something very interesting on Reddit that someone said maybe the ginger guy in Frank's crew is the one who raped Velcro's wife back then, and then Frank sent him to go kill one of his enemies instead.
Where the fuck did they get this?
Because if you watch the first episode, the picture that Frank gives him in the flashback, the guy. If you look at the picture, the guy isn't ginger.
And then do they describe him as having red hair?
Look, if you look at the kid has red hair and the wife doesn't have red hair.
Yeah, but that can naturally happen, and when people get like there are some kids that don't have the same eye color as the father or the mother. It doesn't mean that she cheated.
Right, but like he doesn't look he doesn't look remotely either like one of them. So
I wouldn't rely too heavy on the casting of the fat ginger kid, but if it turns out that guy did rape I mean, from what we understand of Semyon, he found it a disgusting act, and he said, he's slime. I'm doing this for you as a favor, but maybe one day I might need something from you, and you may do me a favor. So yeah, I don't think it was the guy.
But it could have been something similar where it's not like.
I thought Semyon did it when I first saw the episode. I thought it was Semyon that did it, and he's like, "Oh, this guy will come to me." I mean, you can't really predict people, but this guy will, hopefully come over to me, and maybe I'll have somebody whisper something, hey, this guy can take care of it for you, and he'll come to me, and then I'll have somebody in the police department that'll work for me. But right now, I'm just like fuck it at this point. I'm just gonna stick to what I know from the show, and the guy's fucking dead. If it hints that it was the redheaded guy that works for Semyon, then sure. But I don't think it was. I don't know. They only have 8 episodes. I don't know if they're going to leave this little trail happening with the fucking redhead dude.
Well, did they do that in the first season, like leave trails for stuff?
Yeah, but it wasn't like that. It was just like the first season, you're on a trail. You're on you're going up the river in Apocalypse Now, and you can't get the fuck off of that boat, and you're just like, oh, shit. You should really check out the first season. Like, watch all 8 episodes tomorrow. Or today, I should say.
We'll see what I have to do today.
What?
Oh, I'll see what I have to do today. Maybe. Yeah. What do you think? Like, so what are your predictions for the next episode and going forward?
More fucking great writing. I'm so happy. I'm so fucking happy. More great. I just want. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. Let's just keep going. Let's just fucking keep this going. I'm loving this show.
I would love to see their explanation for why those bird people didn't kill Velcro. I don't know if they're gonna try to torture him and he escapes, or if he's dead, which it's not likely, or like how that works out.
I think what it is that they killed one of the managers from the city, from the office of the mayor, for the city, mm-hmm. And I think. And I'm just going by, honestly, the standards of The Wire. You don't kill a police officer.
Right.
You do not, because that will bring on a world, even if he's a piece of shit, that will bring on a world of fucking,
that's what when I was watching
over your stuff, yeah.
But some people I read, they think they set that up on purpose, because if you when Velcro was in it, there was already blood on the ground and there was a camera set up. So they may be like pretending to kill him for some reason.
No. That wasn't set up. The camera, if you look at the door he was walking through into that room,
Mhm.
it's a two-way door.
Mhm.
So you can't see in it, but you can see out. So the camera is, remember that the guy's a sex fiend and he would take the chicks over there. So the camera is there. That door is usually closed. So the camera's there to record him having sex with the women. And then you see magazines and he basically uploads them to the computer and he probably just jerks off while he's waiting for it to upload because it takes time. He's probably just jerking off into the magazine. That wasn't at all. It was blood on the floor probably for something else but it definitely wasn't, they were like, "Oh, Velcro should be here any minute." How do you know that?
I thought something hilarious. You know how like with the car was going in there, we saw the car outside,
Yeah.
like someone else's car. Someone on Reddit was like, "Oh, look, Melisandre just pulled up
Okay, that's
to
fine.
revive him."
Oh, to Melisandre's there. That's awesome. Yeah. Do you have anything to add about this episode? Are we missing anything? Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that she mentioned that the guy's dad Aspen's dad got the shit beat out of him.
He just played like, I don't fucking know. No.
Oh, like nobody goes into investigation. Like, he said he was a police officer. He had a mustache, long hair. You know.
He had that line. He said sometimes I don't know. It was like sometimes a good beating would change something.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was exactly, but there's also a reason to think he's alive because even though it could be a hoax, there are like pictures of him from scenes we haven't seen yet.
Mm-hmm.
So most likely he's alive.
All right, so let's just wrap this up then. This has been Horrible People Review, True Detective, Season 2, Episode 2. What a remarkable fucking episode. I can't wait. Hopefully it's the start of a great season and it doesn't all turn out to be a dream. This has been Gideon Targaryen, Adam Baratheon. Thank you very much for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe. It takes fractions of a second. Fractions of a second. It's as simple as clicking stop broadcast.